Hello, and thank you so much for tuning into this week's YouTube video. First and foremost, Happy New Year. We have made it. We're in 2023. We're not worried. We're moving forward. We're learning. We're growing. We're evolving. So this week's episode is just going to be a little bit of a chit chat with you. I just wanted to kick off the year with something intentional. And I wanted to kick things off with an episode that I hope will inspire you, be insightful for you, that you can relate to. Most of all, 2022 for me was a very, very interesting year. And I talked a bit about it during my episode on my intentions for November. And I think for me, 2022, the goal going into it, like my big theme for 2022 was keeping up the momentum, keeping up the consistency, because in 2021 I had been really good at that and I had maintained that and I was seeing the positive results of my work. And I think at the beginning of the year, I was definitely adhering to that. I was doing what needed to be done and I was sticking to my guns. But then midway through, as y'all know, that Q2, beginning of Q3 time frame for me was a little bit tricky. I was feeling myself. I was going out a lot. I wasn't really sticking to my routines, whether that be for work or for me personally. And I felt it. I completely felt the shift in the way I felt, the opportunities that were no longer coming to me, just in so many different aspects, because I wasn't necessarily keeping the promises that I made to myself. Well, so for the end of the year, I got back into the swing of things. As I mentioned in my November intentions video, I really honed in on consistency, working hard, pushing forward, and that really paid off for me towards the end of the year. I felt like there was a huge uptick in opportunities. I felt better, my relationships were better, I felt more authentic, and I felt like I could really explain myself and be more like myself because I was prioritizing the things that were important. I was no longer bending over backwards for everyone else, trying to be here and there in 20 different places. I was really just grounded. And I think that set me up with a really great foundation for this new year. So 2023 for me is all about expansion. Your girl is trying to expand. I consider myself to be a mogul in the making, if you will. So, as you know, I have my blog that I need to tend to, but I have my Instagram page, which is flourishing. I'm almost to 40,000 followers there. I have this YouTube channel that I did better last year about posting, and again, I'm going to make sure that I continue on that this year. As you can see, we're starting things off strong. And I also have my podcast, my self-love podcast, Rewritten. If you haven't already listened, be sure to subscribe. It's my baby. It's my favorite. I also have my self-love newsletter, and that has really seen a huge, tremendous uptick in growth, and I just pour so much into that newsletter. I'm very, very vulnerable and talk a lot about things that that I'm going through and things that I've learned from, and sharing inspiration. I also had a series on Instagram, so I don't know if anyone here on YouTube who follows me is interested in becoming an influencer or they're on that influencer journey. And I had this series on Instagram called Black and Blogging, and I started it actually back in 2020, and it was an IGTV series. They no longer have IGTV, it's just all reels or videos. And I would share all of my insights. I shared what equipment I use, what programs I use, how to shoot, how to attract brands, how to be more authentic, how to engage with your audience, etc., etc. And the episodes were really, really well received. So this year I decided to expand on that and I actually am now going to be doing one-on-one sessions with other influencers who are interested in, really expanding their own businesses and want some insight from me, because I've partnered with some amazing brands and I've been able to make six figures for the past few years. And I also have a toolkit that I put together, a Black and Blogging toolkit that gives you insights and tips on, again, how to expand your brand, but the one-on-ones are really for if you want to dig deeper. Also last year, I launched my debut product, the Letters to Myself, a deck for self-love. I'm so happy. I'm actually about to sell it. I have one deck left. Of all the decks that I bought to sell last year, I'm so happy. I'm reaching that finish line of selling out of them, and I'm really happy about that. I'm going to be making another huge order very soon. That was a huge step for me, my first like physical product. So 2022 was good, and I think 2023 is going to continue to move forward and continue to help me to rise to the occasion and become this mogul. And so I share all of my, all of the things that I'm doing and all of the things that I aspire to do, because I think it's really important. I remember there was one time I was on Instagram and I saw another influencer. She posted how much she was making. I mean, the girl was making so much money. It was insane. And she posted it, and I was just like, wait. Now, this is how much people are making as influencers? And mind you, I was already knee deep. I was in the trenches already on my influencer journey. But I had no idea that people like me were making that kind of money. And so that really inspired me, because I was like, I can do this. I can really rise to the occasion and get to that level and surpass that level. And so for me, I'm always just being open and transparent about my wins and my losses, because you never know who's watching or listening, and it might help them to be like, all right, you know what? Aisha is over here killing it. She has a partnership with this brand, this brand, this brand. I can get those too, and I can get more brands than her. And I want to motivate you. So speaking of motivation, one thing that I do want to talk about in this episode is just making sure that your goals and your resolutions, your intentions, manifestations, whatever it is you want to call it, because we all have different ideas on the ways we want to move forward in the new year, and some people don't like the word resolution. But in order to have these things really come to fruition in your life, you need to throw motivation out the door. Yes. Screw motivation. Motivation is not important. Motivation is nice, but nobody wakes up every single day motivated. There are some mornings I wake up and I just want to lay back in bed. I want to curl up and go back to sleep for the rest of my life. There are days where I'm at the computer, I'm working, I'm editing something, and I'm just like, ugh, I just want to turn it off and go watch TV. There are so many days where I don't feel motivated. But the thing that keeps me going is the fact that I need to uphold the promises that I've made to myself. I need to stick to my routine. I need to have discipline. And those are the things that I really want you to focus on in 2023. The process. Motivation it's a nice to have, and it's definitely the icing on the cake. But when you really hone in on the process and the routine of things, that's when you'll see the magic happen. When I say to myself, all right, I know I'm tired, I know I'm exhausted, but I gotta get up, I gotta do my morning routine. I get up, I journal, I meditate, and then afterwards, I'm like, okay, I feel good, I'm ready to start this day. And that then motivates me and inspires me to keep going. So I want you to know that you are not alone if you don't feel motivated every single day. It's definitely something that a lot of us go through, but just stick to the promises you've made for yourself. I also want to talk about like what's to come for my YouTube channel, for my other social platforms, and I really want to continue to hone in on lifestyle as a whole. I want to bring you into my life. I want you to know what's going on with me, how I'm living, my growth trajectory, how I'm styling my hair, how I'm dressing, what events I'm going to, where I'm traveling, the food that I'm cooking. Like, I really would like to bring you into that. And that is a big theme and topic for me, because my through line, the foundation for every single piece of content that I create, that I actually have in my personal business plan, is if Aisha can do it, I can do it too. And this is actually going to be my 5-year, I forgot, I actually haven't even been talking about that, but this is going to be my 5-year anniversary of being an entrepreneur, full-time entrepreneur. Yes, I've been blogging since 2015, but I actually embarked on this solopreneur journey 5 years ago. And so this is a really big year for me. I'm really going to, like I said, expand. But you're gonna see me just like grinding and hustling even harder than before, because I've been in this thing for a long time and I'm trying to reap these benefits, okay? I need to be making a certain amount. I need to be able to afford certain things. I need to be living a particular lifestyle that I have worked so hard to achieve. So this 5-year for me, ooh, it's so funny because I haven't even like really thought about it. Like I didn't even think about the fact that I wanted to like bring up the 5-year on this episode. So yeah, this 5-year is going to be serious. And also I'm going to be doing an in-person event. So if any of you are in the NYC NJ area, just know that this spring is going to be an event and I want you to come so we can sip on some rosé and chit chat and get to know each other. So stay tuned for that. My YouTube audience is the first to know that that's coming. So that's something that I'm planning. This year, I really want to bring you in, in all ways. I appreciate you for all of your support, whether you're new, whether you've been here for years rooting me on. And just know that 2023, we gonna set this party off right. We're gonna bring it to a whole nother level, and I can't wait to have you on this journey with me. And I pray that the goals that you set for yourself, the manifestations, the intentions, the resolutions you set for yourself, they come to fruition. And just remember that the power is within you. Just take small steps each day to get to that big reward. Everything you set your mind to, you deserve. You are worthy of receiving it. All you have to do is take those steps. Walk into that ring. Open that door. Make that move in order to achieve the things that you desire. Thank you so much again for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or feedback, please be sure to leave them in the comment section below. If you haven't already, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you know my next video goes live. Thank you so much again for watching. Until next time.